In another lesson, we learned how to use autofill to complete a column or a row of calculations. So if we had added up the whole of this column, we could then copy it across to other columns if we had some numbers there. And it works brilliantly. What you notice is that Excel works in a grid way. It goes left to right and then top to bottom. So what we're going to see in this lesson is what happens when we want to do a calculation that isn't necessarily in a straight line. And we'll see what I mean. I'd like to work out the VAT on the items in my shopping list. So I've got my item over here, and to work out the VAT, I need to multiply the cost by the percentage of the VAT, and that will give me the amount of VAT. I'll then go on and add that VAT to the cost to get the total I'll need to spend. So let me show you what happens when I do this for this hat. So I start off with my equal sign. I've placed my cursor where I want the answer to be, typed in my equal sign, click on the first cell that's part of my calculation, B3, type my asterisk, which is the symbol for multiply, and then click on the 20%. So I've clicked on cell G1 because I want to multiply cell B3 by whatever the value is in cell G1. I'll press enter now and you'll see that I've got £5, which is 20% of 25. Now watch what happens when I use autofill to copy this to the other items on my shopping list. You would expect this to go away and work it out for me perfectly well. However, I've got nothing. So let me click on the second cell and see what is going on here. So I've got my £250 in B4. That was B3. This is B4. Absolutely right. And this one was looking at G1. But have a look at this. It's looking in G2. Now G2 is empty. There's nothing there. And when you multiply something by nothing, you get nothing. And if I go to the next one, it's looking at B5, which is correct, but it's multiplying B5 by G3. Again, G3 is empty. So the way that Excel works is when I copy the reference of this formula down one cell, it's copying the exact sequence of events that's happening in the cell above. So in this cell, we've told Excel to go left one cell and then to go up 2 and across 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we copy that calculation to the next row down, we're telling it to go 1 left. So far, that's correct. But then we say go up 2 and across 4, and we land over here. So as you can see, it doesn't work very well. So I'm going to just remove all of those from my worksheet and show you what we need to do to get this to work. So again, I'll start with my equal sign and click on 25. I'll put in my multiplication symbol and click on G1. Up to this point, it's exactly the same. But what I need to do now is fix the reference to cell G1 so that in every single cell as I go down the list, although I want the first part to adjust, B3, B4, B5, I want the second half to refer to G1 in every instance. And I do this by pressing the F4 key along the top of the keyboard. So if I press F4, you'll see that Excel places these dollar signs around G1. A dollar in front of G and a dollar in front of 1. The dollars are a symbol which tell Excel, please fix this column or row reference, which means fix this cell absolutely to G1. I'll press enter. I still get the same result, and now I'm going to use autofill to copy it to the other cells. This time, however, notice that I get different results. If I click on the code, the £50, look one to the left at 250, B4, and then go up and across to G1. If I get to the boots, same thing, B5 adjusts brilliantly and the second half is fixed on G1. And so on for each of the cells in my list. So absolute cell references is an absolute must to get the hang of if you're wanting to do this sort of calculation. So let's work out the total cost for the code, cost plus the VAT. I'm just going to use my auto sum, and you'll see it picks up the two numbers to the left. I'll press enter and it's added it up, equals sum B3 to C3. Perfect. Now I'm going to copy that down, and that works brilliantly because all I'm doing is moving the referencing down row by row. I'm doing the exact same calculation on every single row. Whereas in the previous column, I'm going left one and then up and across 4. And that needs to be taken into account. So absolute cell references is how you fix the cell reference using $signs, and we use the shortcut key F4 to get that to work.